In 2025, in Nepal, the political opposition used ChatGPT to help choose their interim leader after ousting their prime minister. Think about that for a second. People are turning to artificial intelligence for political guidance in one of the world's most complex democracies. And that's not all. Many are now going to ChatGPT instead of psychologists to talk about their problems. Doctors are using it to diagnose diseases, and conspiracy theorists, well, they're using it to scare people with the idea that machines are taking over. But if people are using AI to navigate national politics, diagnose diseases, and share their deepest secrets, and you are not using it to run your business, you might already be falling behind. And if you think AI is either going to solve all your problems or replace your team, you might not be looking at AI from the right angle either. So today, I'm going to walk you through 10 real-world examples of how AI can help your business, the ones that I've personally seen work and use myself. And then I'll tell you the 3 ways AI can't help you. Not yet at least, no matter what the hype says. By the way, I'm Alex. I have almost 2 decades of corporate and business experience. I've personally started, run, and consulted multiple companies, and we rely on AI every single day. My son came running up to me the other day, and I could see he was super excited about something. Papa, look! He shows me 2 phones facing each other. He got ChatGPT running on 2 phones in parallel and had them talking to each other in real time. At first, it was actually quite impressive that 2 AIs were having more or less meaningful conversation about Roblox. It almost felt like they knew what they were talking about. But then, after just about a few turns, the whole thing fell apart.
All right, so if you want to chat about something else, I'm always here.
Sounds like a great plan. I'm always up for a good conversation. Just let me know where to begin.
I am happy to begin anywhere. I'll take your lead. What do you want to talk about?
So, they just kept going in circles. 2 incredibly sophisticated AI systems with billions of dollars in R&D behind them got stuck in an endless loop of politeness, each waiting for each other to decide what to do next. My son looked at me and I could see he was disappointed. And that's when it clicked for me and I decided to make this video. When it comes to AI, there's a lot of noise out there. Every week there seems to be a new tool promising to change everything, but after working with hundreds of business owners and running my own companies, I can tell you this. The gap between AI hype and AI reality is massive. So let's cut through the hype and talk about what actually works before discussing what AI cannot do, no matter how much you want it to.
Or maybe you just don't know how to ask.
Let's start with something every business owner struggles with at some point, coming up with fresh ideas. I was working with a marketing agency last year, and they'd hit what you call a creative wall. Every campaign felt like a variation of the last one. So they started using AI as a brainstorming partner. Not to write their campaigns, but to generate angles they hadn't considered before. They'd feed ChatGPT their client's industry, target audience, and business goals, then ask for 20 different campaign approaches. 90% of what it suggested was garbage, but 10% was workable. And that 10% gave the creative team a new perspective. And after a few more prompts and follow-ups, they came up with something very unique. Ideas they hadn't even considered before. The key here is volume and speed. AI can generate hundreds of ideas in minutes. Your job is to be the filter, which is much faster than being a generator. This one is simple, and I'm sure you might already be using AI for it. But how many times have you wrote an email, hit send, and immediately spotted an embarrassing typo? I have. AI is incredible at catching what your eyes skip over. But here's where it gets really helpful. It's not just about typos. AI can help you improve clarity, tone, and flow. Actually, I run pretty much every single email through ChatGPT these days. And I don't even write prompts anymore. If you're using ChatGPT, you can just start a thread, tell it to treat every message as a revision request, and that's it. If you're using Outlook or Gmail, AI proofreaders are already built in. Or you can always use Grammarly, it has AI too. Whatever platform you use, it's certainly better than relying on just your fingers and sending emails with those mysterious acronyms. If you're getting the same customer questions over and over again, AI can be a lifesaver. Now, I'm not talking about those basic chatbots from 5 years ago. Those if-then machines only frustrated everybody. Modern AI chatbots are completely different. They understand context, guide customers through your sales funnel, and can handle complex scenarios with minimal programming. You can also use AI to create intelligent response templates and customer service workflows. For example, take your 10 most common customer questions, feed them to AI along with your brand voice and key information, then have it generate response templates your team can personalize and use going forward. And you've got yourself a true AI-enabled customer support powerhouse. But there are some important limitations to this, which I will discuss later in this video.
Oh, limitations, huh? Okay, yes, please tell me what my limitations are.
This is where AI really shines, finding patterns in data that humans can miss. I'll give you an example from one of our clients from last year. A small coffee shop owner exported 1 month's sales from their POS system and uploaded them into Power BI, Microsoft's analytics tool with embedded AI. The AI summarized the data, busiest hours, top selling drinks, and slow days. It quantified what owners already suspected. Mondays and Tuesdays were about 10% slower than the rest of the week. But what they didn't realize was that sales dropped even further after long weekends or holidays. And when the owner added local weather data, the AI revealed that rainy Mondays saw another nearly 20% decline in sales. Having this information, the shop owner created a promotion that ran only on rainy Mondays. And sales on those days actually increased by 17% compared to the rest of the week. But you see, AI didn't make the decisions. It simply highlighted the patterns. It was the people who turned those patterns into creative ideas. Now, automation isn't new, but AI-powered automation is slightly different. Traditional automation follows if-then rules. AI-powered automation can make decisions based on context. It's still if-then to a certain extent, but it's also much more flexible and intelligent. For example, instead of automatically forwarding all support tickets to the same support channel, AI can read the content, the tone, understand the context, and prioritize urgent issues differently than routine questions. You can connect AI to your CRM to understand your clients, let different bots talk to each other, and even build massive autonomous AI networks using tools like Make, Zapier, or N8N. In fact, you could enhance most of your operations with AI, but it's certainly not an overnight project. So before you even put any AI automation in place, it's critical to review your internal processes first to make sure they are efficient to begin with. I actually created a full video on process optimization fundamentals. You can watch it next. But if you're thinking about integrating AI into your operations, start small, experiment and scale as you go.
So if you use AI, then things will be great. You see? I know how to use if-then too. Oops.
Here's something that was not possible even a couple of years ago: creating video content. Not to replace your videos, but to enhance them. Product demos, explainer videos, social media clips, AI can now produce this at a fraction of the cost and time. I've seen businesses use it to create training videos, refresh old content, and even generate multiple versions of the same message for different audiences. Don't get me wrong, quality content is still very expensive, and it takes a lot of work, even with AI. But these new tools can really help enhance your content. Even on this very channel, we rely on AI a lot for brainstorming, proofreading, and even video generation. Frankly, sometimes AI drives me crazy with its glitches and hallucinations. And the quality isn't always perfect, but it's certainly better than nothing.
No, you are wrong. The quality is actually always perfect.
Ooh, all right then, fair enough. Because recruitment is time-consuming and can be biased, AI can help with both problems. AI can screen resumes for specific qualifications, experience levels, and skills without any bias. It can also generate interview questions tailored to each role and candidate background. And best of all, it can scan through hundreds of applications in just seconds. One of our clients used to spend 18 hours screening resumes for a single position. With AI pre-screening, that dropped to less than an hour. And they actually found better candidates because their new system flagged qualified people they would have otherwise overlooked. There are multiple resume screening platforms like HireAZ, Zoho Recruit, or Eightfold that already have built-in AI functionality, but depending on your hiring volume and business needs, you can even use ChatGPT. AI can also analyze your historical revenue, seasonal fluctuations, and market conditions to generate more accurate forecasts than traditional methods. You can use AI to analyze cash flow patterns, build better budgets, and most importantly, create custom-built warnings and notifications. For example, if you chart budgets by client, you can train AI to let you know when the actual hours are approaching the limit too quickly. Or, if your seasonal patterns deviate from the norm, your AI assistant could flag it for you before it becomes a problem. You probably don't want AI making financial decisions for you, but it can provide far better data analysis and early warning system than what most business owners rely on.
Oh, I can't make financial decisions? Really? Then remind me, who told you to buy that little white robot that's sitting on your desk?
As we discussed before, AI can process vast amounts of data very quickly. And one of the applications is in marketing, particularly in customer segmentation. Traditional marketing often groups people into broad surface-level categories such as age, gender, location, income, and so on. But AI can go much deeper. It analyzes behaviors, preferences, purchase patterns, and even timing to create hypersensitive customer segments. The coffee shop we discussed earlier thought they had only 3 customer types. AI analysis revealed they actually had 12 distinct segments with completely different buying behaviors. One group only came in the mornings, regardless of anything. Another came by once or twice a day, depending on the week. Some responded to promotions, others didn't. Some were influenced by the weather, others weren't. So the owners used those insights to tailor their promotions, messaging, and bundles to each segment and increase their sales by 36% in just 2 months. Finally, this is how AI can enhance the value you offer to your clients even further. After you identify unique customer segments, AI can take it a step further and create truly tailored content and recommendations. You can use AI to personalize your email campaigns and newsletters and any communication with your clients, adjusting the tone, content, and timing of your communication without doing much. AI can then track your campaign performance, suggest improvements, make tweaks, and repeat the process until results are fully optimized. In the marketing industry, this has become one of the key tools for improving engagement and increasing email open rates. And it all happens much faster than before AI became part of the process.
He forgot to mention I can also juggle. Where did all the balls go?
Now, let's talk about where AI falls short. And trust me, understanding these limitations will save you time, money, and frustration. I learned that the hard way. AI simply cannot replace human creativity and intuition. Yes, AI can generate content. Yes, it can suggest ideas. Yes, it can tell you that your ideas are amazing, all of them.
I'm thinking of starting a business where I turn French fries into salad.
Honestly, I think that's a pretty creative culinary twist.
That actually wasn't me in that cartoon. I would have never said something like that. Because I think French fries should be dessert.
But it cannot replace the human creativity that drives innovation and creates true value. Funny enough, I actually asked ChatGPT to help me write this video, the full script. I never do that, but I wanted to try it this time. But I also asked if it could write it exactly how I would say it. You know what it told me?
I can structure logic, inject some humor, mimic your tone, and follow your pacing cues, but I don't have real-world memory, experience, or emotion like you do. So I can produce content that's sharp and clear, but what you say is the intuitive zigzag between insight, timing, emotions, and feelings, which I will never have.
So I guess it basically told me to write my own script, right?
Right.
And so I did. But I've tried multiple times to teach AI to think like me, speak like me, and write like me. And for better or worse, every time I ended up spending more time fixing what it wrote than if I had just written it myself. So from my own experience and from working with others, the businesses that succeed with AI use it to enhance human creativity, not replace it. The best synergy is when AI handles the heavy lifting and people focus on creativity, emotional connections, and intuitive insights. Second, AI cannot reduce your total workload, and it may actually increase it. Some business owners think they'll implement AI and suddenly have so much more free time. But the reality is very different. AI often creates more work, not less. Let me explain. AI makes you more capable. Yes, but it's like getting a faster computer. Do you do less work because you've upgraded your laptop? No. You do just as much as before, but with more sophisticated tool, because your old computer was probably a bit too slow. So guess what? Most of your competitors are using AI now, which means it's almost expected that you'll be more productive, more observant, and more sophisticated just like they are. But what many people don't consider is that implementing AI comes with real cost and complexity. The software, integration, and training expenses add up very quickly. You'll need specialized expertise to connect new tools with your existing systems, plus AI tools are only as good as the data you feed them. Poor data quality leads to inaccurate insights and ineffective strategies. So you'll need to clean up your data and processes, but guess what all that implementation and cleanup take? Your time, and a lot of it. In fact, plenty of my clients have told me AI made them more competitive, more efficient, and more profitable, yes. But I haven't had a single one tell me it reduced their workload. The only real way to reduce workload is to hire more people or take fewer clients. That's it. It's been true for years, and AI hasn't changed that fundamental rule, at least not yet. And finally, AI cannot replace people as long as you work with people. If you think AI can handle customer relationships, team management, or strategic partnerships for you, it can't. AI can support these relationships, help you communicate better, provide insights, and suggest approaches, but it cannot replace the human elements of trust, empathy, and emotion. At one point, we actually experimented with replacing our support team entirely with a chatbot. Do you know what the most common prompt from our clients was? Speak with an agent. What we learned is that AI should make your interactions with others more effective and efficient, not replace them. Otherwise, your human clients will go to your human competitors. So the goal with AI should never be to remove people from the equation. The goal is to free us up for the high-value work that only we, humans, can do. From my experience, AI won't solve all our problems, replace our teams, or make us work less in the foreseeable future. But it will gradually change how business gets done and maybe even how countries are run. So if you're not using AI yet, I definitely recommend that you look into it. But start small. Pick one area we discussed today where AI can help you. Maybe it's proofreading your important emails or generating ideas for your marketing campaigns. Test it. If it works, try adding something else to its scope. But don't try to implement everything at once. There's so many ways AI can help you even beyond what we discussed today. As a matter of fact, I've compiled a list of 50 business applications I've personally tested and know work really well with AI. You can download that list free of charge from our website. You'll find the link below. Also, if you have experience with AI, I'd love to hear how you are using AI in your business, or any weird things it's told you. But remember, the businesses that are winning with AI aren't using it to replace their teams. They're using it to make their teams more efficient, more accurate, and in some cases, even more human. They don't treat AI as a magic wand. They treat it for what it really is. An incredibly powerful, innovative, but still very imperfect tool with its own strengths and weaknesses. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the channel, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.
Of course he forgot to ask people to like and share the video.
Oh, why do you always have to remember everything for this guy?
And he called me a tool.